Special counsel Jack Smith now leading 2 criminal investigations into former President Trump. Smith probing Trump's role in the January 6th insurrection, as well as those stolen classified documents taken by Trump to Mar-a-Lago. Many on the left and some legal experts, including Ari, calling the special counsel appointment unnecessary. Attorney General Garland will still have the final call on indicting Trump, but the move has predictably triggered the right.
His name's Jack Smith. He's a Democrat, so he'll probably hire a team of other Democrat prosecutors to investigate the former Republican president.
Does anyone actually believe that this is all in the public interest?
Merrick Garland, special counsel, which is nothing but the Democrat Party's campaign arm to campaign against President Trump.
Maybe this person will produce something that they think they can use politically to get his way.
If that's not a political Justice Department, I don't know what is.
There's that word, quote, political. Congressman Jim Jordan now planning to investigate Smith, the prosecutor investigating Trump. Joining me now is former acting United States Solicitor General Neal Katyal. Neal, for those that haven't yet heard or read your take on the special counsel appointment, please let them know your position.
I agree with Ari, as I generally do. So I, as a young Justice Department staffer, actually wrote the regulations for the special counsel. And so I'm very familiar with the standard. I don't think that Merrick Garland had to do this. And I think, if anything, it rewards Donald Trump for his move of trying to announce his candidacy early to try and head off a investigation. I mean, and Trump has gotten privilege after privilege in this case, Katie, that you or I would never get. I mean, if I took even one of these documents, let alone the hundreds he took, I'd be in jail right now. But Trump gets a special master, he gets a special counsel, he gets all sorts of extra treatment. And so Trump's right when he says he hasn't received impartial treatment. He's received far better treatment. And this is Merrick Garland, again, bending over backward to give even more special treatment to him. The clips you just played by those Republicans make absolutely no sense. If there's a politicized Justice Department that's bent on getting Donald Trump, Merrick Garland can indict him right now. I mean, you know, he has the power to do so. Indeed, I think he should. So going outside to the special counsel, if anything, just delays that day of reckoning, something that I find, you know, absolutely I find inappropriate at this point. But look, at the end of this, Katie, I think Jack Smith, he's not a Democrat. He's a registered independent. So all that's ridiculous. But Jack Smith will look at this evidence. And the evidence on Mar-a-Lago is so convincing. It is an open and shut case. And at this point, I think Donald Trump's best legal maneuver is to wait in line with the turkeys that President Biden is pardoning.
Okay, Neal, I'm going to push back for a second, though. Assuming arguendo, Garland and Smith are right on the money, that this is not going to delay, this being the appointment of Smith as special counsel. It's not going to delay. The evidence is teed up through the investigation that's already been conducted. Does this not give sufficient non-political, apolitical cover for Merrick Garland with the ultimate indictment of Donald Trump? Because you and I both know Garland would never bring on Jack Smith just to do a declination of prosecution.
So first, I want to fight against the premise. I just think it's impossible to bring someone new onto an investigation and have it not delay, because Smith is a good prosecutor, a good lawyer. He's going to want to examine all of the evidence for himself. So you're already buying some delay. It doesn't seem possible to me that you'll have none. But at the end of it, I don't think it actually insulates Garland from criticism anyway, both for the reasons you just played with all those clips, but because the key part of the special counsel regulations is to still make the attorney general accountable at the end of the day for any possible indictment. So Jack Smith doesn't get to indict. It's still Jack Smith proposing the indictment and Garland signing off on it. So you're going to get all of that criticism anyway, regardless. And there's the risk of delay. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you're right, and there won't be much delay. And if so, the proof will be in the pudding, and I won't have, you know, any objection. But time is ticking here. We have a 24 election, and Donald Trump is certainly betting on the fact that he won't have to go to jail before the 24 election, and then can get pardoned by what he hopes is a Republican president.
I wanted to quickly ask you, Neal, about a big report from the New York Times today that the Manhattan DA, Alvin Braggs, is reportedly reopening the investigation into that hush money payment that was made to Stormy Daniels. His team is, quote, newly optimistic that this case, and listen, there's been so much scrutiny on Braggs anyway about his seeming lack of willingness to go after Trump. Why do you think this specific angle is being revived now of all times?
Well, first of all, Katie, it's just astounding that between the stolen documents at Mar-a-Lago, the attempt to overthrow an election, the widespread corporate tax fraud, the fraud going on in the Georgia election in 2020, it's easy to forget that Donald Trump also stands accused of paying hush money to a porn star. But that is what this investigation's about. I've never quite understood what's going on in the New York District Attorney's Office. The evidence on the main criminal investigation was strong, and there was a lawyer, Mark Pomerantz, who was running that investigation. I've worked with Pomerantz. He's one of the best attorneys I've worked for, criminal lawyers in this space that I've worked with. And he concluded that the evidence was very strong for a prosecution, and somehow the new district attorney just squashed it. And now I'm glad to see signs of life in that investigation. But, again, proof is going to be in the pudding. What are they going to do here? I think we're ways off from finding that out.
Well, hopefully that, as well as all the other investigations, doesn't end up being curdled, that pudding. Hopefully it's still tasty and ready to be dealt in terms of justice. Neal Katyal, thank you so much for being here this evening.